available, and many countries are just following this type of economic model right now. Currently, globally speaking, right? So many countries are just now about 2010 onwards, right? So they're just following a circular economic model. So there are a number of economic model will be there, but is now best one to right now, right? So it's now currently available in everywhere, right? So right, anyway, you people may hear about reduce, reuse, recycle, triple art. Will you people have seen many product they have seen there. Some of a symbol that is now printed on our purchased product, right? You could see the pictures. Triple R, three arrow mark, right? The recycle symbol will be there. Some C mark will be there, right? So many standard symbols will be available in any kind of mark product which we just purchased from a market, right? So அதில் என்னன்னா they just for those product manufacturing companies they just following some policies, right? So அதில் one type of policy we are just going to today see is that circular economic model as well as policy, right? We'll see and what it is actually and how it's now frame will be like that, right? So the main thing is that it's going to focus on entire thing, right? So if you're just going to use any type of product or maybe cloth material or wooden material or maybe a electronic gadget, right, whatever maybe we are using as a product, right? So the product is now made up of from a resource material, right, which is we are just took it from our earth, right? So whatever we are using, so everything is now we are getting from this earth alone. That's why the resource material which we are just going to take it from our global, right? That's called our living earth, and we are just going to trying to make a product out of it, right? So with the help of those resources only, we are just going to make a product. So on the product என்ன பண்ண again we are just going to use it, right? If it is electronic gadget or big cloth or be a vehicle or be or a living building, whatever may be, right? Say a pen, anything, right? Any product, any material which we are just going to use it. So again, அது என்ன பண்ணணும், we need to regenerate and we need to reuse, right? Once we just reuse and regenerate, and we are just going to return it back into my what could I say, my industry again. And again, they're just going to take it as a raw material, and again they're just going to make a product, and they're just going to use. So this is what called a circular economy. So I think round, it's called a round, right? Circular of frame out, right? So இங்க எடுத்து மறுபடியும் அங்கே போகும். Again, the product is going to be coming. Right, what actually the outcome is, what are the outcome will be for this circular economy? Definitely could able to reduce our wastages, right? The same ways you could able to reduce your resource utilization, right? So the main thing is that in future generation, right, we are using a number of non-fossil fuels and paper material, whatever way it's metals, right? So everything, anything is going to using in a much high speed. So this circular economy will reduce your wastages as well as consumption of your resources, as well as you could improve your reducing your wastages level, right? So we'll see one by one. That actually the circular economy concept, it will be started by 1917, and it's now what could I say, applied pathina 2005 maybe 2010 onwards they just applied, right? So pollution prevention and waste minimization, right? These are the key point for my circular economy. But this concept already in late 90s they just started, but 20th only, 20th century only they have applied, right? And eco-friendly, cleaner production, greener productivity around 1990 onwards, right? So 1919 onwards only, Japan they just introduced reduce, recycle, reuse, right? That is called three symbol will be there in your product, right? So there is a symbol will be look like this, right? So green color symbol will be like this, look like a reuse, reduce or recycle. So அந்த மாதிரி ப்ராடக்ட்ல நீங்க முன்னாடியே பிரிண்ட் ஆகி பார்த்துருப்பீங்க இல்லையா? That's called these things. So around 1919 onwards only they just passing, right? So அதுக்கு முன்னாடிலாம் பார்த்தீங்கன்னா இயர்லியர் இதுக்குள்ள முன்னாடி பார்த்தீங்கன்னா only take resource material take பண்ணுவாங்க and then make a product and then dispose. So the only three process will be there, use and throw, right? So take resource material, out of it we are going to generate a product, then use, then finally we are going to throw it. But 1919, after 1919 onwards, right? So reduce, reuse and recycle, right? So this concept is now came across. about 2010 onwards, right, circular economy came. We'll see what actually circular economy, right? And what is circular economy in the sense? It's a regenerative economic system, right? It's the most useful technique in all over the world, right? Many companies are just following a regenerative economic system right now. And what actually this came from, it's now transition from take, make, dispose, right? So before, right, so அப்படியே இருந்துச்சு, so just use and through, and now take, make a product and use a product and regenerate a product. Again we are just going to make a use, again we are just going to use, right? So that's what it's called, circular economy, right? That's right. Take, make a product and use a product, reuse a product, or refurbish a product, or regenerate it and return back into my again manufacturing industry. And they will again scramble or scrap, and they're just going to uh, uh, they're just going to convert it into scrap into raw materials. Raw materials, and they again just going to use new, make a new materials, right? New product. That's why this is why it's called circular economy. So this is what a linear to circular transition. This is what a linear transition, right? So linear economy, that is called take. That is if we are just going to what could I say, make a small electronic devices, and from the various resources, right? So for electronic gadget we need n number of resources, right? Battery and metal plates, fabric material, as well as we will have a semiconductor devices. We need lenses. We need what could I say, plastic material. We need, right, so many thing, right, we need it, right? Definitely those is now various kinds of earth resources. It's now converted into small product, and we're just going to use it. Once life gone, we're just going to dispose it. So அப்படிதான் இருந்துச்சு. But nowadays it will be totally getting changed, right? So we need to take resources, and we're just going to make a what could I say, product, and that product we are just going to use it. So the product use பண்ண போறோம். So life முடிய போது என்ன பண்ண போறோம், again we resell it back into my industry, and we are just going to refurbish. Again it's now entering into a customer area. Again they're just going to use it. So once it's crossed, again we are just going to send into my scrap area. Scrap yardல என்ன பண்ணுவாங்க, they're just going to segregate each and every products, right? So metal and metal பிரிச்சிருவாங்க, plastic எடுத்துருவாங்க, right? And they're just going to segregate individual terms, and again they're just selling back into my industries, right? So industrial they're just going to again molding பண்ணுவாங்க, and then they're just going to remanufacture it, everything, and then we'll have one more product, right? So again இப்ப என்ன பண்ண போறோம், ஒரு செயினை லைட்டா கட் பண்ண போறோம். That's called resources. This is what my resources, earth resources. இங்க இருந்து நம்ம மறுபடியும் எடுக்க போறது என்ன பண்றோம், we are just going to reducing, right? That's why this is what a main motto of about this what could I say, a circular economic model. So around 2010 onwards la pathina, you people may aware of that, right? So you people will familiar with the Flipkart, Amazon, right? So many companies, right? But 2015 onwards, right, Flipkart and eBay, Amazon, they're just introducing one more tab called second-hand mobile selling option, right? So we'll have that option. அதுக்கு முன்னாடி அந்த option இல்ல. But people nowadays போய் பாருங்க, will have a second-hand mobile or refurbished mobile app. அப்படின்ட்டு போட்டு பாருங்க, will have that in number of options it will come. So because those companies, Flipkart, eBay, right? So Amazon, they just now following circular economic model, because அவங்க ஒரிஜினல் ப்ராடக்ட் மட்டும் செல் பண்ணிட்டு இருந்தாங்க, right? But they are just now selling used products, right? The second hand mobile phone, second hand laptop, right? They're just selling again. So it shows that, so once நம்ம யூஸ் பண்ணியிருப்போம், ரிட்டர்ன் எக்ஸ்சேஞ்ச் கொடுக்குறப்ப அந்த ப்ராடக்ட் மறுபடியும் அவங்களே வாங்கிப்பாங்க. And then just அவங்க என்ன பார்ப்பாங்கன்னா, they will check their quality. If there any small have issues is that, just they அவங்க rectify பண்ணிட்டு again they will just send back into my market. Again they will sell it, resell பண்ணுவாங்க. That is called my resell or refurbish பண்ணுவாங்க, right? So once these things is now over, or maybe product totally damaged ஆயிடுச்சுன்னா, they will send back into my scrap yard. Scrap yardல என்ன பண்ணுவாங்க, they will what could I say, they disassemble everything, right? So plastic material தனியா எடுத்துருவாங்க, and metal part தனியா எடுத்துருவாங்க, battery, right, plastics எல்லாமே தனியா எடுத்துருவாங்க. Then they'll sell back into my individual wholesale purchase பண்ணுவாங்க இல்லையா, அந்த மாதிரி பெரிய இண்டஸ்ட்ரிக்கு they will just sell it. So again, the market again they will take raw materials from these manufacturing companies எடுத்துப்பாங்க. எடுத்து they will just try to make a new product, right, out of those from scraps, and they will just try to build a new product, right. So this is a kind of simple circular economic model, right. So in olden days, 3 plus 3R will be there, but nowadays one more 3R is now coming, right? So that's why it's now called 3R plus 3R. So last நீங்க ப்ராடக்ட்லாம் பார்த்தீங்கன்னா this much it will be there. Reduce symbol, reuse and recycle. இந்த symbol தான் இருந்திருக்கும். But after circular economy, right, we'll have a 3 more R. That is refurbish, remanufacture and repair, right? These three things will be there. So what actually these three are, we'll see. Many companies are now following circular economy. I already told that, right? By following these three R, you could have a employment, you could have enterprise, you could have innovation, you could have investment. இதெல்லாம் நம்ம இருக்குன்னு சொல்றாங்க. We'll see what are the things that will be involved. Definitely these four things that will be getting involved, right? We'll see. Refurbish, remanufacture, repair. These three things is just now added. Already we are having 3R: reduce, reuse, recycle, right? So these are the all out of old, right? So many countries which they're following a circular economy. So in Middle East country, there are many countries they're just using UK, England, right? Scotland, Netherlands, Turkey. So many industries, right, from a Europe area, they're just following this kind of what they say, um, circular economy. In India, we are using paper, right? So recycled paper. That's called paper. Recycle பண்ணிட்டு again நம்ம paper மாதிரி நம்ம you could able to create. That's called one type of a circular economy. And South Africa will have a circular economy, right? So many companies they're just using circular economy, right? So in East countries also, Japan, China, many people they're just following this circular economy, right? So in US also, right, in India, especially in India. So what are the resource policies will be there for my following or maybe accessing or helping towards circular economy. So those efforts taken by Niti Aayog, Indian Resource Panel, and emphasis on resource efficiency, GISet and UU. These are the India based what could I say, circular economy model assess and as well as policy makers, right? So around these also it is now happening by only after 2012 onwards, right? So 2010 around, after 2010 around, afterwards only these are the things is now happening in India also, right? So CE mark, which is now European based product, right? So it is European based economy policy follow பண்ணி they just now India also is now following. That is like a smart cities, Switch Bharat mission. So these are the initiated by what could I say, current running party, right? About in our central BJP, right? So many missions have been started, but it's now how it's working. We don't know actually, but it's started, but work ஆகுதான்னு தெரியல. Okay, anyway. And these are the circular economy policies, energy policies will be there, and these are some agency which will working on that particular energy economy in India, right? So now we are just directly jump into what could I say, circular economy. Circular economy like 3R, which is now getting introduced, that is called repair, refurbish and remanufacturing. These 3R is now going to be introduced with the help of circular economy. Already there is one more thing is there: reduce, recycle and reuse, right? So this is called already will be available around 2006 and 1990 onwards, right? To 2000 onwards. But circular economy they introduced three more: repair, refurbish, remanufacturing, right? We'll see. So there is a two circles will be there. So one circle is now inner circle, one more circle is now outer circle. So outer circle means that, so once your electronic gadget or maybe your what are the products you are just using or in industry or a residential home, if totally it's now unrepairable. So on the மாதிரி case இருக்கும் இல்லையா, அந்த product what we could do, right, we could sell it into scrap yard, right? So scrap yard என்ன பண்ணுவாங்கன்னா, they will discount it everything into single part, and அந்த parts என்ன பண்ணுவாங்கன்னா they will wholesale sell பண்ணிடுவாங்க industries, right? So அது வந்துட்டு what could I say, for example, we are recovering metals from our electronic gadget, right? So we are just going to they will just what could I say segregate every day every plastic metals or materials, right? They just segregate into metal parts and as well as plastic parts. So அதுக்கப்புறம் ஹோல்சேல் என்ன பண்ணுவாங்க, இண்டஸ்ட்ரியில செல் பண்ணிடுவாங்க, right? So companies, big companies, they will get a big properties from a scrapyard, right? So actually companies or manufacturing company irukuna, they need raw materials, right? So raw materials which then they're just going to manufacturing products, right? So instead of digging raw material from earth, they will just wholesale என்ன பண்ணுவாங்கன்னா இந்த மாதிரி ஸ்கிராப் யார்ட்ல they are just going to purchase it, right? Purchase பண்ணிடுவாங்க raw materials, right? Whereas in inner circle, right? Whereas inner circle, so if in industry as well as home, I will have a number of products we are using. So once it's got repaired, right? So we could able to service, we could able to solve that problems, right? That's called repairing. So once we just able to repair பண்ணிட்டோம்னா, definitely we could able to use it one second, right? Instead of throwing or instead of selling to scrapyard, once we just had a service, definitely could able to use those products, right? That's why it's called repair or refurnish or refurbish, right? So by doing these things, definitely could use your products once again, right? Without selling. That's why it's called inner circle, right? So these are the things that will be happening inside my circular economy model. So we'll see one by one. So many companies are now following these things, right? So there's one more non-profitable company organization, right? This is name called Repair Cafe. So all over the world, this is the first initiation, right? So to reduce my uh, carbon dioxide footprint emission. So this is the one more in number of organization is now there, non-profit organization. So this is one of famous thing is it will be available in all over the world. That is called name called Repair Cafe, right? So he sees a sorry, actually it's now based on Netherlands, right? So she's a what could I say, reporter, and as well as he's a social entrepreneur, and she started about this repair cafe about 2009 in Amsterdam, Netherlands, and it's now all over the world. Around 2000 branches is now will be available in all over the world, right? So actually what actually they are doing, right? So இவங்க என்னன்னா ரிப்பேர் பண்ணி தருவாங்க எந்த ப்ராடக்ட்னாலும், ரைட்? ஸோ அது மேபி இண்டஸ்ட்ரியல் ப்ராடக்டா இருக்கலாம், ஆர் மேபி ஹோம் ப்ராடக்ட்ஸ், ஹோம் அப்ளைன்ஸாக கூட இருக்கலாம். பட் ஆக்சுவலி வாட் தேவ் ஜஸ்ட் டூ, ஸோ ரெகுலரெலாம் இருக்காது. ஸோ மந்த்லி ஒன்ஸ் ஆர் ட்வைஸ் இந்த மந்த், ரைட்? ஸோ ஒரு பர்டிகுலர் ஏரியாவில் தேவ் ஜஸ்ட் கோயிங் டு ஸ்டார்ட் அட்வர்டைஸ்மெண்ட், ரைட்? ஸோ திஸ் அ ரிப்பேர் காஃபே, ஸோ வி வில் ரிப்பேர் யுவர் ப்ராடக்ட்ஸ் வித் ஃப்ரீ ஆஃப் காஸ்ட் அப்படின்னு சொல்லிட்டு அட்வர்டைஸ்மெண்ட் கொடுப்பாங்க. பட் 2 days 3 days ஹார்ட்லி அவ்வளோதான் இருக்கும், அதுக்கு மேலே இருக்காது. So they will come into some particular cities and they will just put a stall and they will just make advertisement. So அங்க என்ன பண்ணுவாங்கன்னா அங்க ரிப்பேர் பண்ற வரவங்க, ரைட்? ஸோ as a நார்மல் நியர்பை ஹோம் வாட் இஸ் லிவிங் பீப்புள், ஸோ அங்க சர்வீஸ் பண்ணி தரவங்களும் வாலண்டியர் தான். நோ ஒன் ஃப்ரம் ஆக்சுவலி சர்வீஸ் சென்டர்ல இருந்துலாம் யாரும் வர மாட்டாங்க. ஸோ ஹூ ஆர் வாலண்டியர், ரைட்? ஸோ ஹூ ஆர் ஹேவிங் ஸ்கில்ஸ் அபவுட், அதுக்கு நீங்க டிகிரி தான் படிச்சிருக்கணும் அப்படின்லாம் கிடையாது. Who are there is no age restriction, there is no degree, right? So only volunteer, right? So volunteer skill, and with the help of your skills, right? So உங்களுக்கு என்ன ஸ்கில் இருந்தாலும் சரி, ஸ்டிச்சிங் ஆஃப் ஒரு ஃபேப்ரிக்கா இருக்கலாம், ஆர் மேபி எலக்ட்ரானிக் கேட்ஜெட் ரெடி பண்ணலாம், இல்லைன்னா சைக்கிள், whatever may be a bike, right? So whatever may be, you just have a skill, you could voluntarily could join with them and you could do those things. So only 2 days or 3 days early. So right, so these are the one of big இதுக்கு இதோட மோட்டிவ் என்னன்னா, right? What actually they're just giving. So don't throw your products into dustbin. Just instead of buying new product, just do repair. If it is repairable, just repair it and just use it, right? So don't waste actually don't waste resources, right? So these are what main what could I say, main theme of this repair cafe, right? Without free of cost they're just doing, right? These are the one more important thing. So the ultimate aim is that they're just reducing what could I say, அவங்களுடைய ஃபோக்கஸ் என்ன சொல்லுவாங்கன்னா, in future generation we're just going to give a beautiful earth, right? So that's why we need to reduce pollutions, everything, right? So அதை எப்படி reduce பண்ண முடியும்னா in in this way, right? So before what could I say, throwing any product, just to think of it whether it's repairable ஆகுமோ ஆகாதா, right? So these are the things is going to be happen, right? Anyway, I'm just going to share small 1 minute video about repair cafe video. So then you could easily have that idea about how it's now working, right? Okay, this is a Netherlands-based repair cafe, and only about hardly 2 days they will be there, right? And remaining days அவங்க போயிடுவாங்க. எல்லாமே வாலண்டியர் தான். இங்க ரிப்பேர் பண்றவங்க and ப்ராடக்ட்ஸ் எடுத்துட்டு வரவங்க எல்லாமே வாலண்டியர்ஸ், right? So no one from service store, right?
Een repaircafé is een ontmoetingsplaats in de buurt waar je met hulp van handige vrijwilligers uit de buurt je eigen spullen kunt repareren.
So you could see these are neighborhood people, and he is not also a serviceman. He is also living in nearby area, right? He is now just coming and he is just using this skill, volunteer skill, and he is just going to repair our products, right? So it's free of cost, right? So many problems will be there, right? So every volunteer will have that much skill to repair those products. அப்படிங்கிற skill கிடையாது, right? So they will sit together as a product user as well as a skillful man, and they're just sitting together and they're just trying to repair it, right? That's all. So ultimate aim is that, so don't throw any products which we have just used already. So don't waste it. We will sit together and we will meet it. Actually, it's now one more community will get built up, right? So we'll have good friendship and we will have any number of things is going to be happen as well as, right? So definitely it's a good idea about those countries, right? So we people also just need to follow in future, right? Definitely we need to throughout any gadget, right? So we need to utilize it at most worst case, right? We need to, as a normal human being, or maybe electrical engineer, or maybe engineer, or maybe normal human being, we need to think, right, before throw it, right? So whether it will be repairable or maybe purchasing பண்றப்ப we need to spend much money, right? That's what the main important thing. Anyway, I'm just going to play it once again.
Ik vind het te gek om zo'n ding na 3 jaar weg te gooien.
Dat is gezellig. Je ontmoet mensen uit je eigen buurt. En aan dat doe je iets goeds voor het milieu.
We leven in een wegwerpmaatschappij, dus vind ik heel slecht. Maar alles wat gerepareerd kan worden, moet gerepareerd. Want we hebben al genoeg afval.
En nu doet hij het wel.
Wat vind je jou, hè? Succes.
Je krijgt ook dingen van ja, het is van mijn vader geweest en laatst is het van mijn schoonvader geweest. Ja, die mensen zijn niet meer. Hè. En dan hebben ze een keer een zaklampje heb ik, gemaakt. Nou, het is, ja, als je het bekijkt is het een prul, maar het is wel van mijn vader geweest. Nou, als je het dan weer in de gang krijgt, is het wel een heel leuk gevoel dan. Hè. Dan denk je, ja, dat is toch wel weer leuk.
En waar zitten de problemen in?
Inmiddels zijn er al op honderden plaatsen in Nederland repaircafés. En er zijn er inmiddels ook in België, in Duitsland, in de Verenigde Staten, in Brazilië. Nou, op de gekste plekken ontstaan ook repaircafés.
So here, cloth also is not just a stitching, right? So many things is now going to happen, right? So inside that repair cafe. So anyway, I'm just going to stop this window. You people just type in YouTube and repair cafe Netherlands, or maybe India, right? So India also there are just have one more branches now running in Chennai as well as Bangalore, right? So 2 more branches now running. Anyway, now I'm just going to switching to my PPT one second. And one more company, this is what one more thing, right? So repair cafe in Bangalore, right? And one more company which is now in India just running, that Kilonwala, right? So this is one more startup company, and actually they just following, right? So they just following one more thing, right? So circular economic policy also they're just following. actually what they are doing, right? So just go with that in a website, right? Kilonwala toy website in Google opportunity, will just definitely will get to that website, right? What actually they're doing, they're just selling toys, right? So playable toys to children, right? What actually they're just planning, so no need to buy any toys from us, but you need to buy it in the form of rental piece, right? No need to pay that whole amount, but you need to pay the rentals, right? How much time, how much days, or how much time you're just using that toy. So based upon that, we just pay. It's enough, more than enough for us, right? So they're just telling like that, right? So pay, right? So as much you just use it, right? So அந்த மாதிரி தான் சொல்றாங்க, right? Rental based you could use it. Once we are just having a new plan, right? New purchasing about a new product, or maybe already product நீங்க யூஸ் பண்ணிட்டு இருக்கிறது டாய்ஸ் உடஞ்சிருச்சுன்னா, just you could sell it back into our own industry, and we will just get it back. And if you just wish to get a new product, we will also give it, right? No issues. But it that also would be a rental basis, right? So this is why it's called product waste ஆக போறதில்ல. They just once அவங்க cracked project product வாங்கிட்டாலும், they will just repair it, and they're just going to modify it, and they will just again made as a new product, and they just sell it back, right, to us customers, right? So they also now are doing a kill on wala, right? So they also just following circular economy policies, right? So these are some of examples for you people, but it's not restricted. It's many companies just following, like we just seen about eBay and Flipkart, Amazon, right? Many companies are just doing this type of projects, and like in manufacturing industry also, there are many people they are doing, right? But I couldn't able to list out those companies, but I'm just going to give you about small glimpses, right, about these companies, right? What are the stakeholders for circular economy, right? So definitely business and industry peoples and communities, organization, as well as policy makers in local municipalities, right? So investors and we people academia, right? So this every person's rights will involved in my living area. That's why it's called, we are just linked with these people, right? Circular economy stakeholders, right? So many challenges will be there, because in repair cafe, there is no authorized service man is not there. So only skillful man's volunteers will be there. So no, there is no what could I say, guaranteed will be applicable. So your product should be 100% repaired. அப்படிங்கிற ப்ராடக்ட்ஸ்னு கொடுக்க முடியாது. But they will sit together, they will just repair it your product, that's all, right? So at most case it will be there, but there is no guarantee, right? So it shows that at least we are just creating some awareness, right? So that's why. And these are some helpful links for a circular economy, right? And we're just today winding up about economic analysis and economic model, and one of the model is now economic analysis. And today we are just going to start about a new topic, right? Now I'm just going to switch into new PPT. Today we are just going to, we are just going to start one more new topic, that is time value of money, right? So next topic in our syllabus will be time value of money, right? So this is a new topic which we are just going to start by today, right? So I think my PPT is now getting shared, I guess, right? Anyone just confirm me, right? Maybe yes, you got my screen, right? So today we are just going to say about one more new topic, that is time value of money, right? So which is a new topic for today. And what actually money, you people already know. If you're just going to buy a product, or maybe if you're just going to build some new building, or maybe you're just going to invest something, right? Whatever, maybe everything is now money based, right? Definitely time and value also will be independent variable, right? So we'll see time is more valuable than money, and you can get more money, but you cannot get more time, right? This is a famous dialogue, right? So time is not equal to money, right? So it's very famous dialogue. You people already may seen this one, right? Money says simple analogy over here for better understanding about those things, right? Money and time and value, right? Money says earn me, forget everything, right? So we people already know this dialect, right? So if you're having much money in your hand, so you people forget anything, right? So that's why money says this one. Time says time, right? Time says follow me, forget everything, right? Got idea? So now you couldn't say, then it's not equal, right? So in previous picture you told that, so time is not equal to money, it's now true, but here it will be look like somewhat equal, right, to money. says, right, earn me, forget everything, right? Here time says follow me, forget everything. So randomly forget everything da. But here we need to earn money, but we couldn't able to earn a time, right? So it will be difficult, right? So follow me. And future says struggle for me, forget everything, right? And then God says just remember me, I will give you everything, right? So this also some moral will be there about better understanding about what could I say, time, value and money, right? So these are the small picture which I just tell you, right? So, and we'll today directly jump into time value of money, right? In industry, right? For example, yesterday we have seen about circular economy as well as economic analysis, right? So, what actually how the money is now flowing into that industry and how we are just getting money out of it, right? So, if you're, in the last class we also discussed small hydropower plant. If we are just having much money in our hand, definitely we are just going to spend money in the form of building civil building. We are just going to spend money and we are just going to purchase alternator. We are just going to purchase turbine and electric transformers, electric grid and control measurement instrumentation devices and paint stroke pipeline, everything we need to spend money. But we are spending money on different products of purchasing, and we need to give a money to laborers, right? So who they are just working small hydro power plant, we need to send up give a money, right, in the form of monthly salary. And then we are just getting money out of the project in the form of electricity, right? Because of our output is now small hydro power plant, output is now electricity energy. So on the energy then நம்ம என்ன பண்றோம், we are just selling into my customers. அப்ப என்ன பண்றேன், மணி இன்வெஸ்டும் பண்றேன், மணியை ஏர்னும் பண்றேன். Definitely அப்ப நான் மணி நான் இன்வெஸ்ட் பண்ற இயர் பாத்தீங்கன்னா it will be around 2010. For example, I'm just constructing my project 2010, but I'm just getting money out of it from 2018 onwards because of 4 crores ஆகுது அப்படின்னா we'll just see about last class, right? Payback லாம் பார்த்தோம்ல, payback period, right? 4 years 8 years ஆகுது எனக்கு payback period ஸ்டார்ட் ஆகிறப்போ. அப்போ டெஃபினட்டா நான் இன்வெஸ்ட் பண்ண இயர் 2010, I'm just getting money out of by that project is now 2018. அப்ப time ஆகுது இல்லையா, that's why time is also most probably it will also play a major role. That's why today we are just going to talking about time as well as value of your what could I say, investing money. So invest பண்ண உடனே எனக்கு money உடனே return வராது. So it will took some time, right? So it will took some time and it will coming back. That's why time also will play a major role, right? And what actually today topic, right? So time value money. So the amount of money is not the only thing that matters, right? So what also matters is when you have what could I say, when you have money, definitely you need to invest it, right? We need to invest, or maybe you need to spend it, or maybe you need to what could I say, spend to purchase something, or maybe you need to invest to something, right? Definitely you need to. So but ideally மட்டும் money வச்சுக்கூடாது. Ideally வச்சீங்க definitely value increase ஆகாது. For example, I'm in my hand, I'm having 1 lakh in 2020, right? If I'm just going to purchase about stock exchange market values on particular product, right? So in online, I'm just going to purchase about 1 lakh stock exchanges. That is why I'm just spending money about 2020. But after 2030, so 10 years back, kandipa the share order value it's now getting increased, right? So that's why 10 years back, that is called a time. 10 years back, I'm just getting back, right? About with the help of much money because of 1 lakh interest எனக்கு கிடைச்சிருக்கு, right? So 1 lakh 12 month, right? Sorry, 10 year will have a interest as well as will have invest back, right? Invest பண்ணது return வந்துட்டு இருக்கும், right? அதை வச்சுட்டு நான் will have one more person என்ன பண்ணலாம்னா அந்த 1 lakh கொண்டு போயிட்டு எங்கேயாவது பேங்க் அக்கௌண்ட்ல ஸ்டோர் பண்ணி வைக்கலாம் for their purpose, right? So different person perspective different இருக்கும், right? Anyway, so don't keep it cash with you, right? So cash வச்சுட்டு நான் எதுலையுமே இன்வெஸ்ட் பண்ணல, 1 lakh என்னுடைய ஹேண்ட்லயே இருக்குன்னா 10 years பார்த்தாலும் அந்த 1 lakh உங்க கையில தான் இருக்க போகுது, பட் there is no value is getting increased. அப்போ உங்களுடைய மணியோட வேல்யூ டெஃபினட்டா எனக்கு இன்க்ரீஸ் ஆயிருக்காது, ரெடியூஸ் தான் இருக்கும், ரைட்? ஸோ we are just going to invest on something, so then only the value of money is going to be getting increased. ஸோ அப்போ அது எதோ அந்த வேல்யூ ஆஃப் மணி எதை வச்சு பேஸ் பண்ணியிருக்கும், at time. ஸோ டைம் வச்சும் இருக்கும் உங்களுடைய டெசிஷன், ரைட்? ஸோ டெசிஷன் நான் தானே எடுக்கிறேன். ஸோ இன்வெஸ்ட் பண்ண போறோம்னா, இல்லை ஸ்பெண்ட் பண்ண போறோம்னா, இல்லை பர்ச்சேஸ் பண்ண போறோம்னா, இல்லை நான் சம்வேர் ஐம் ஜஸ்ட் கோயிங் டு ஹோல்டிங், ரைட்? ஸோ அந்த டெசிஷன் இட்ஸ் இன் யுவர் ஹேண்ட், ரைட்? ஸோ டெசிஷன், டைம், எவ்ரி திங் இட்ஸ் வில் பிளேஸ் அ மேஜர் ரோல், ரைட்? And What is exactly time value of money? So it is one of most important concept of financial management, right? Financial management so this is a biggest concept as well as important concept, time value of money, right? So now I'm just going to play one small video, then you could easily understood about the time value of money. So it's also 1 minute video, not beyond that level.
The time value of money is a concept that states $1 today is always worth more than $1 tomorrow. Suppose Steve wins $1 million in the lottery today. Before accepting his prize, Steve has to make a decision. He can receive the prize money now, or if he wants, he can collect the money in 1 year.
So this is almost small example. If you want a lottery, right? So in lottery you will have around $1 lakh, right? So there is a two idea. So we need to take a decision. So நீங்க என்ன பண்ணலாம் 1 lakh இப்போ வாங்கிக்கலாம், or maybe you could get it by 5 years later. But you are not having any needs right today. So there is a two options. So நீங்க இப்போ வாங்கிக்கலாம், needs எதுவும் இல்லை. So நீங்க later கூட அந்த $1 lakh வாங்கிக்கலாம் 5 years later or 2 years later. So there is a two decision which now had to happen. Definitely நம்ம என்ன பண்ணுவோம், எனக்கு இப்பவே எனக்கு கொடுத்துருங்க அமௌண்ட் கொடுத்துருங்கன்னு சொல்ல முடியாது. தட்ஸ் வை டெசிஷன், ரைட்? ஸோ ஒன்ஸ் யூ மேட் அ டெசிஷன், ரைட்? ஸோ அந்த $1 lakh உங்க கையில இருக்கு, ரைட்? வாட் ஆக்சுவலி வி நீட் டு டூ, ரைட்? அதை வி நீட் டு இன்வெஸ்ட் இன் டு சம்திங், ஆர் மேபி வி நீட் டு ஸ்பெண்ட் இட் ஃபார் சம்திங், ரைட்? ஆர் மேபி யூ நீட் டு send it to bank account, or maybe you need to what could I say, you need to purchase some stock exchange market shares, or maybe you could what could I say, bought some land, whatever maybe you need to spend it something. So after 10 years back, definitely that value of money which we have just already spent it is maybe getting doubled, right? Or maybe tripled based upon your interest rate. எந்த அளவுக்கு நீங்க இன்ட்ரெஸ்ட் ரேஸ் டு how many times you are just spending, அதை பொறுத்து என்ன பண்ணுவாங்கன்னா the interest will be very high as well as your return will be very high. நீங்க எதுவுமே பண்ணாம இன்வெஸ்ட் பண்ணல, மேபி ஸ்பெண்டும் பண்ணல, we are having only liquid cash கையிலேயே இருக்குன்னா, the value of money is not going to be getting changed, right? So that's what an important thing over here. Anyway, I'm just going to play it once again.
Steve considers options. If money can pay, he deposit it in an interest-bearing savings account at the local bank that offers 5% interest per year. If he decides not to take the money today, he has to wait a full year with no money and no interest. Steve's not crazy, so he decides to take the $1 million sooner rather than later. When the money is withdrawn after a year, it has grown to $1,050,000. By taking the money early, Steve earned an extra $50,000. This is the time value of money as it applies to interest. $1 million is worth more today because of the possible interest that it earns over the 1 year's time.
Okay, right. So this is what idea about your value of money and time value of money. Not a value of money, time value of money. That's what most important. Time will play a major role, right? And now, what actually time value of money? So by Professor simply simple, right? So we'll have a simple dialogue. So some people will have a different idea, many based upon their decision, right? So many people will have many decision, right? So this is a simple common definition. So some people put their money into the bank account, and some people invest into stock exchanges, or maybe bond, or maybe real estate, right? Whatever may be, right? So many people, they will have their own strategies. Anyway, we should keep on move with our money, right? So we need to invest, or maybe we need to spend it, or we need to purchase something, whatever we need to do. So don't confuse at all, right? So நீங்க money வந்துட்டு holding பண்ணி வச்சிட்டீங்கன்னா, definitely the value of money is not going to be changing, definitely, right? Based upon your decision only, your money is going to be getting changing, right? So based upon your decision, நான் spend பண்ண போறேன்னா இல்ல என்ன பண்ண போறேன், so based upon your decision only it's going to be happen, right? And how much, right? So that value of our money is going to be happen, right? So what actually it denotes that, so this picture actually how much money you are spending, that is now investing, right? That will be how much money we are just spending, and how much high rate of interest we are just sending, and how much time it's now we are just holding. So how many is, for example, I'm just having a Bajaj, I'm not having right now, but I'm just telling for example, right? So if you're having Bajaj share market, Bajaj right, bike, right? So currently they are just having n number of bike models, right? Start with that CT 100 to now it's also 250cc, right? So their market share is now good, right? So 2010 la நான் purchase பண்ணிருக்கேன் அப்படின்னா 2010 ல, right? I'm just purchased about their shares about for 1 lakh, right? Now 10 years back, 2020 is now 10 years back. Definitely their product is good in that market, right? Definitely their shares level is also going to be getting increased. This is what a good investment, right? So longer 10 years investment, longer, as well as high interest payable company, as well as much money I have invested. If I 1 lakh invest பண்ணியிருந்தா, definitely after 10 years I'm in my hand, it will be around so 8 lakhs or maybe 10 lakhs around it will be there, right? So it will be a good investment, right? So this is what a major important thing over here, right? So this will speaks about the time value of money, it grows, right? So the FD grow ஆகும்னா, how much money we are investing, where actually investing, how much investing, and how much time you are just investing. Based upon these things, definitely your value of money is going to be getting increased. So நம்ம ஐடியலா கேஷாவே லிக்விடா வச்சிருந்தோம்னா, definitely it's not going to be right. So it's not going to be, what could I say, um, it's not going to be what could I say, value of money is going to be getting changed, right? Definitely it can't going to be changed anyway. So either the overall idea, right? So in mathematically speaking, right, economist will play a major role now, right? So this is what overall idea. Now money is speaking, right? So if you're just going to spending a quantity of money, right, we need to spend about this much amount, this much rate, this much year, what is the expectation அப்படின்னு பேசுறப்போ, definitely there is some mathematical equation is now coming into play major role. But these are the very what could I say, as usual day by day we are just using these formulas, right? We'll see one by one. So if people already using day by day in our life, right? Anyway, those things also will play major role over here also, time value of money, right? So what are the things will be there? So in components of time value of money, we'll have four things. One is now present and future value, and single sum, so and annuity, right? So these are the very three important terms will be available in money problem, right? That is called a time value money problem, right? So we'll see one by one. If you're just going to having money today and we're just going to spend it or maybe investment, and future it will be value is now going to be getting doubled or maybe increased, right? Definitely your value of money is going to be increased by investing only, right? And what are the things which is going to today is now these are the thing, right? So simple interest, compound interest, future value, present value, and it is, right? So these are the remaining things will be there. I'm not going to much into detail into economic, right? So only we are just going to what it is actually. So நம்ம energy management பார்த்துட்டு இருக்கோம், right? But இங்க economics வருது இல்லையா? That's why it will be very, what could I say, when actually we are just narrow down to our topic. So full நம்ம இதுக்குள்ள போக கூடாது, right? So because energy is now we are just using as an industry people, we are utilizing electricity energy, water energy, right? So but அதுக்கு நம்ம bill pay பண்றோம், as well as நம்ம what could I say, money earn பண்றோம், right, through utilizing those energies, right? So anyway, so எல்லாமே மணியோட cash in cash out தான், right? Cash flows, right? So in our industries. So அதுக்கு நம்ம என்ன பண்ணோம்னா, we need to have better idea about those things also. So அப்ப definitely economists will play a major role. As electrical or maybe energy manager, we should basically knows what it is actually. So அதுக்காக we just not going to calculate these things also. So in depth போனோம்னா we need to be prepared as a energy auditor, right? So அதுக்கு economics படிக்கணும், right? So அதுக்கு நம்ம அவ்வளவு போதவில்லை as an energy manager. So commonly speaking, right? So we just have a small awareness on those areas also, right? That's why we just having this topic also. We'll see. This is the first thing that is called simple interest. You people already day by day in our life we are just using. So this also will play a major role. So how it's going to calculate simple interest for my investment, right? So this is a very simple formula, right? So simple interest it will be calculated in the form of percentage, right? And what actually we are getting these things, right? So how much money we are just spending, that is my what could I say, my principal amount or primary amount, which I am just going to spend it, right? How much interest rate I'm just spending, and how much duration, how many years or maybe how many months we are just having that, holding that money. This is a simple formula, PRT, right? So with the help of these things, we could simply calculate your simple interest from your, what could I say, your investment, right? Right, simple interest, small thing, PRT, and compound interest, we already shown that, right? common formulas will be there, right? So lump sum, right? So we could able to calculate those things also, right? So anyway, I'm not going to jump into those things. People already know this, right? Anyway, just going to go with it. TVM, right? So that is called time value of money problem, right? We'll directly move into those things. If we want to more practical examples, let's just go with this website. Definitely, we'll give more ideas about what could I say economic problems, right? So right, the time money will see time value of money. We'll see some four topics, right? These are the very basic terminologies will be available in my time value of money. So one thing is that future value of sum. One is a present value of sum, future value of annuity, and present value of annuity. These are the four important things will be there. So don't get panic. So இதில் சம்லாம் கொடுத்துட்டு உங்களை எக்ஸாமில் சால்வ் பண்ண சொல்லுவாங்க இல்லை கிடையாது. ஸோ திஸ் ஒன் ஆஃப் நாலேஜ் பர்பஸ் ஐம் ஜஸ்ட் டெல்லிங், ரைட்? ஸோ உங்களுக்கு சம்லாம் கொடுத்து சால்வ் பண்ண சொல்ல மாட்டாங்க, டோன்ட் வரி அபவுட் இட். பட் ஆக்சுவலி அப்படிங்கிறது தெரிஞ்சுக்கோங்க. ஸோ என்னென்ன இருக்குங்கிறது 2 மார்க்ஸ்ல கேட்பாங்க, right? So what is future value of sum? So right, so now we'll just going to calculate how much we are just spending, in the what interest we are just spending, and how much duration we are just having. That's why it's called the future value of sum. So this is a very simple formula. So right, future value of sum, which is now how much, which is now f is now future value, n is now how many years we are just holding, and pv denotes that my payment which we are just going to investing, and 1 plus I, that is called I denotes that my interest rate, 1 plus I the whole to the power n, which is now how much year we are just holding, right? So this is a simple formula, and we'll have small example for better understanding, right? So suppose the sum of $1,000 we are just spending. So this is data, right? So this is my PV. So $1,000 we are just spending. About 4 years we are just spending or holding, right? About with the rate of percentage about 3%. What will be the future value of sum, right? Simple calculation. So now 4 years 3%, right? And PV will be $1,000. What will be the future value of sum, right? So simple formula we'll have already. So PV into 1 plus I whole to the power n. Just substitute your data about my principal amount, and in the decimal we need to convert it into percentage into decimal, and how many years. Just calculate it, right? After 4 years we will have this much money, around $1,125.51, right? So these are the my I'm having about 2020 I'm having $1,000, and 2024 onwards I'm just having $1,125.51, right? Now my I'm just investing about $1,000, but in my hand right now after 4 years I'm having $1,125, right? Now my value of money is now getting increased. That value of money, right? So the worth of money is now getting increased because I'm just spending about 4 years with a rate of 0.03 percentage, but 3% of interest rate, right? So this is what I future sum calculation, and we'll have present value of sum. Right, present value of sum, it will be the ratio between my future value into my what could I say, my interest rate, right? So this is a very simple formula. So right, so my present value, how we could able to calculate, right? A future value of my thing divided by my ratios, right? Anyway, we'll have a small problem, then you could easily understood, right? How much money we are just deposited in the way, right? So that's why it's actually there for 3 years, right? So they're just given about $1,000. It will be the pay of 5% interest, right? How much you are just deposited. So question 3 right? So how much it should be deposited. So in this case, your number of thing years we are just having, year is now 3, interest rate will be 5%, and 3 years ago how much we are just getting $1,000, right? What will be deposited amount, right? That is now payment. நான் எவ்வளவு பே பண்ணியிருந்தேன் எனக்கு 3 இயர்ஸ்க்கு $1,000 எனக்கு கிடைச்சிருக்கும், right? That's what that was a question. 3 years நான் வச்சிருக்கேன், 5% எனக்கு இன்ட்ரெஸ்ட் ரேட், 3 இயர்ஸ்க்கு சேர்த்து I'm just getting paid about $1,000. அப்ப இன்வெஸ்ட்மெண்ட் எவ்வளவு பண்ணிருப்பேன்? That is called FV by 1 plus I the whole to the power n. Substitute your every data, $1,000 we are just getting, and 1 plus 5%, we need to convert it into decimal 0.05, and maximum the holding year is now 3 years. Now just substitute. So அப்ப நான் இன்வெஸ்ட் பண்ண right, principal amount is now $863, right? So this is what I have invested this much amount, right? and we'll have remaining two things, right? So one is now totally four things we are just going to follow in time value of money. That is future value, present value, and future value of annuity and present value of annuity. So இது பாத்தீங்கன்னா future value of annuity and present of value annuity is now based upon my yearly investment, right? So for example, many people will have idea about, I already told that. So investing of money is now depending upon a decision based upon human beings, right? So many people will have their own strategy where I could invest, and how I could invest and how much I could invest, right? So these are the things is now human to human, it's now changing because of their mindset is now different, right? So that's why there is no restricted method, right? So based upon your decision and those things, it will be different, right? Here also. So annuity in the sense, right? Annually we are just having a 12 months, so we could have that your own option. Monthly I'm just going to investing, or maybe quarterly once I'm just going to investing, or half yearly investing. We'll have a number of things, right? So many LIC life insurance of corporation Bajaj, right? We'll have a number of lines, we'll have a number of companies will be there. They just what could I say, having a number of policies, right? So you could able to invest your own money in those companies with their your own flexible what could I say, your period, right? So that's why it's called future plan and maybe present, right? We'll see one thing. Annuity, the annuity is now periodic stream of equally sized payment, right? So this is what annuity, what is mean by, right? So there is two types of annuities. One is the ordinary annuity and annuity due, right? We'll see. So future plan of annuity in the sense, right? So there's a simple formula. Actually, future formula, right? Value of formula, right? So annuity in the form of the future value of an ordinary money annuity calculation, that is called FVA, which is now payment, which is now what are the amount we are just going to spending as an investment into multiplied into 1 plus interest rate whole to the power how many years we are just holding divided by your rate of interest, right? If you're just doing calculation, doing this one, definitely you could able to calculate your ordinary annuity values, right? So this is simple one more example for you people for better understanding. So now I'm just going to spending about $1,000, which is I'm just going to invest at the end of each what could I say, next year to the next year, right? So average I'm just going to invest about 4 years, right? So 4 years I'm just spending about this much dollar, and interest rate will be 3%. What will be the future value of this ordinary annuity? Right? We'll have data, number of years, and rate of interest and payment. I will have formula, substitute every data into the formula. Then after that, we are just able to calculate this much amount, right? So totally 4 years, right? $4,000 and 180 extra. I'm just getting 180.3, $183 plus 63 cent, right? So this is what my extra income, which I just got it from my out of this one, right? This is why it's called future average annuity values, right? So value of sum, and we'll have present value of ordinary sum, which is now one more formula. So how we just calculated in our previous case, the same formula, there is a ratio now. So ratio between my interest as well as how many years of interest, right? With the help of multiplication of your payment, right? So by we'll have one more example, right? So number of years is now 3, which I'm just going to what could I say, we are just going to calculate now present value of my annuity income value of sum, right? So இப்போ என்ன பண்ணுவோம்னா monthly உங்களுக்கு we are just generating $1,000, right? So per year, right? So now in order to such way that we are just getting 5% of interest. அப்ப நீங்க எவ்வளவு இன்வெஸ்ட் பண்ணிருப்பீங்க, invested amount கேக்குறாங்க, right? So that's called invested amount. Principal, that's called principal amount we are just going to calculate. So payment into, that is called future payment, right? So future payment, that is future payment is now we are just already given about $1,000, and we're having interest rate, and we'll have a holding years, right? So we'll just substitute it. அப்புறம் இன்வெஸ்ட் பண்ண அமௌண்ட் எவ்வளோ, $2,723 we are just spending about those things, right? So these all will be about my time value of money. So ultimately என்ன மீன் பண்ண வராங்கன்னா, we'll have a quicker awareness about my value of money, right? It depends upon how much money we are just spending, and how much time we are just holding, and how much rate of interest we are just holding. So that's all the things we will be considering into account, right? So by having time horizon plus rate of interest and how much money we are just investing with those three categories, right? so your value of money is going to be getting increased, right? So up to we're just going to complete this area, and tomorrow onwards we are just going to start with it